Maya lived with her grandmother in a small, warm home filled with old books and the smell of tea. Her grandmother often repeated one saying, "Big changes begin with small steps." Maya didn't fully understand what it meant. She was just a quiet girl who felt her actions were too small to matter. But those words stayed with her like seeds waiting to grow.
At school, Maya often sat by the window, unnoticed by most of her classmates. She wasn't the loudest or the most popular, but she had a heart that noticed small things. A book that fell from someone's desk, a younger student struggling with heavy bags, a bird resting outside the window. She wanted to help, but she wondered if her small actions would even matter in such a busy world.
One afternoon, walking home from school, Maya passed an old park. The benches were broken, the trees looked tired, and scraps of trash covered the ground. No children played there, no families laughed. It was as if the park had been forgotten. Maya stopped, staring at the dull sight. Her grandmother's words came back to her. Big changes begin with small steps. She wondered, could even she bring life back here?
Her hand hesitated. Then she bent down and picked up a single plastic bottle. It wasn't much. It didn't change the whole park. But in that moment, she realized change didn't need to be big right away. It could begin with the smallest act of care. And with that, Maya smiled faintly, holding on to her first step. That night, as she helped her grandmother prepare tea, she remembered the gentle voice that always encouraged her. Even the tallest tree starts from a tiny seed, her grandmother would say with a proud smile. Maya closed her eyes and could almost hear her grandmother whispering, "Keep going, little one. Every step matters." And she believed it. The next day, she returned with a small bag. She picked up more trash. The following day, she brought a spade and some flower seeds. People walked past, some curious, others shaking their heads. But Maya didn't mind. Each day, her hands were busy planting, watering, cleaning. Day after day, the dull park began to hold a little more life, and Maya felt her heart grow lighter. Weeks passed. Tiny green sprouts pushed through the soil. Flowers bloomed shyly under the sunlight, and the grass began to soften the once hard ground. Maya stood in the middle of it all, looking around with wonder. The park was changing. Her grandmother's words were no longer just advice. They were alive before her eyes. Soon, Maya was no longer alone. A little boy from her school shyly asked if he could help. Then a girl brought a flower pot from home. Slowly, more children joined, laughing as they watered plants and carried small bags of trash. What began as a single small step had become many steps together. The dull park now echoed with voices of hope and laughter. Months later, the forgotten park had transformed. Flowers of every color bloomed. The grass was lush and green, and butterflies danced under the sun. Children played while elderly neighbors rested on benches, smiling at the sight. Maya stood proudly, her heart filled with quiet joy. She wasn't invisible anymore, not because people noticed her, but because her actions had spoken for her.
Families gathered in the evenings, sharing laughter and stories under the trees. The once empty park had become the heart of the neighborhood again. Grandmother walked slowly along the path, her eyes bright with pride as she saw what her granddaughter had begun. Maya ran to her, showing her the blooming flowers, and the two shared a smile full of love and understanding.
And so, a girl who once believed her steps were too small discovered the truth. Small steps, when taken with love and persistence, can grow into great changes. The park was no longer just a place of trees and benches. It was a garden of hope. Above the entrance, a new sign read, "Hope Park," and Maya finally understood her grandmother's words. Big changes truly begin with small steps.
If this story inspires you, please subscribe to our channel so we can keep sharing stories like this. Hit the like button to support us and share this video to someone you care about. Thank you for being here.